to stay on with us because we're tracking some more updates. We're now learning that the Donetsk People's Republic has reported that the Ukrainian army carried out 4 attacks on residential areas over the last 24 hours. Now, according to the DPR's government department, which monitors war crimes, 4 projectiles were fired in the Gorlovka area. The statement added that no civilian casualties have been reported from these incidents. The DPR has classified these strikes as war crimes by Ukrainian forces amid continuing conflict in eastern Ukraine. The strikes come as Russian President Vladimir Putin is in Shenzhen for the SCO summit. I'd like to rope in John Rosamondo on this. What's interesting is that these particular strikes follow Russian strikes on Kiev, which killed around 23 civilians. President Putin is also set to hold a bilateral meeting with President Xi Jinping. This all comes amidst US putting pressure on Russia in order to reach a peace deal with Ukraine. Trump has mooted a trilateral meeting between Putin, Zelensky and himself. Do you think this meeting could catalyze in the near future?
Well, I sort of don't see any progress moving in terms of the peace talks thus far. I think that both sides are trying to gain leverage on the battlefield to use in the diplomatic channels. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to, is Vladimir Putin willing to back down and declare a ceasefire, or is the Ukrainian side under Zelensky willing to discuss concession of territory?
What's also interesting is that President Putin has now met with Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian as well in China. This is in the aftermath of the E3 powers threatening sanctions against Iran over its nuclear project. The UN has come out and put this ultimatum over Iran recently. Meanwhile, it seems that Russia is still backing Iran.
Well, Iran is, one of Russia's, major client states. Iran receives large amounts of weaponry from Russia, and vice versa. The Shahed drones that Russia uses against Ukraine come from Iran, are being built under license. And Russia and Iran have been sharing missile technology. So I think that it's a very close relationship.
Indeed, I'd also like to rope in Dr. Nagao into the discussion once again. I digressed a little bit over there, asking Mr. Rosamondo over Russia's support for Iran, but coming back to the Ukraine conflict specifically, we'd seen yesterday, late last evening, Zelensky, Ukrainian president, had spoken to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi over the phone line, even as Modi landed in China. The Prime Minister expressed condolences for the deaths that had taken place in Kiev, and Zelensky highlighted that Prime Minister Modi will take up this issue, will take up the ending of the war, the need to bring about peace with the Russian counterpart as well. We do know that a bilateral meeting between President Putin and Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to take place tomorrow. What are your expectations?
Of course, Prime Minister Modi tells something to President Putin, and it will lead the end of the war. Of course, this will be the very big diplomatic achievement of India. The problem is situation in the Russia's aggression in Ukraine. Still, Russia try to continue the war because they believe this is beneficial. So that's why, of course, Prime Minister Modi's arrangement will work. It will be the diplomatic achievement. But it will happen, it will be very skillful and achievement. But at the same time, if it will not happen, Still, this is a view from current situation. This is natural. So that's why this is different task. But at the same time, India's strategic policy, which is so-called strategic autonomy, could work if Prime Minister Modi exploits such kind of advantage, which he can talk with Putin. So that is one thing, advantage of the India, I believe.
Indeed, and I'd like to ask a quick follow-up to this. Zelensky, in his message on Twitter, highlighted that Ukraine is willing to come to the negotiating table. However, so far, we've seen a rather cold response from Kremlin. You stated that this war, continuing this war, is benefiting Russia. In what way? I want to understand that.
Because if the starting point of this war is 2014, not 2022, 2014, even if the huge cost they paid, they expand territory gradually, step by step. So that's why in the war, what is the difference of the victory or routes? In this case, indeed, the cost is not the big matter. Benefit is matter. So that's why gradually expanding territory means that Russia can believe this is a war. Russia is winning. So that's why Russia believed this is a battle they can win. But view from the benefit and cost, if we calculate equally, in this case, Russia paid too much, we believe, but that is a reality. It is also true, I think.
All right, with that, I would like to thank you, Dr. Nagao. I'd also like to thank Mr. John Rosamundo for joining us live today as we track these very, very crucial developments from the SC.